Well, for more on this, we're joined now by Andreas Krieg from King's College Defense Studies Department in London. Andreas, it's good to have you with us. So we have no cave-in from Qatar. We've got no new sanctions from Saudi Arabia and its allies. So where are we? What does this mean?
Hi, good evening. Good question. I think we're exactly where we were 4 weeks ago. We've seen the same unsubstantiated claims being voiced again by these 4 countries in Cairo today, without any real evidence being provided to those claims as well. And at the same time, they haven't really come up with any new demands or any further sanctions, which is what was expected initially. So they will reconvene in a couple of days and in Manama and probably come up with further sanctions or some sort of reaction, because they said they were not happy with Qatar's reply. And it's now seems to be, we have to see what actually will come out of it in terms of what's the next step that they can do.
Well, it sounds like empty threats that we're seeing right now. I mean, they've extended the deadline, and now the deadline's passed, and nothing's happening. And yeah, as you said, we're back where we were 4 weeks ago.
Right. I think what we've seen here is the end of a strategic miscalculation. If you look at what was said today, it really seems like that these 4 countries did not and still do not have a strategy on what they want to achieve, and they don't really know how they can potentially achieve it. I think initially they thought in early June that they would have the full support of the Trump administration and of the United States, who would back them on this kind of pressure and bullying against Qatar. But unfortunately, or for Qatar, fortunately, the Trump administration or America has been quite ambiguous about what they want in the Gulf crisis to happen. I mean, the Trump administration initially said they want Qatar to back down. It seemed like Donald Trump was on the side of UAE and Saudi Arabia, while on the other hand, the Defense Department and also the State Department were on the side of Qatar, more leaning towards Qatar, at least because they know about the importance of Qatar in the fight against terrorism, the importance of Qatar for U.S. military operations in the region, as well as they know how important it is to have Qatar on their side in terms of cracking down on terror financing. So for them, a united GCC is obviously a lot more important than a disunited GCC. So the Trump administration has taken a step back. They've said, we want a more balanced approach. And the problem with the 4 countries that have that have imposed these sanctions is that they escalated too quickly and escalated too much, that they're now at a point where they can't really track down and they can't really increase the pressure much without going to war. And I think that is kind of the strategic dilemma that they're in at the moment, because they can't really further increase the pressure. At the same time, they can't be seen as backing down, because that would mean they would give in. And Qatar seems to be a lot more resilient. Qatar seems to be able to deal with it a lot better than they initially thought.
Andreas Krieg joining us tonight from King's College in London. Andreas, thank you very much. We appreciate your insights.
Thank you.